Welcome to Can I Park Here? Brought to you by FindAFashionTruck.com. Nashay and Estrell's mission is to inspire future and existing small business owners. They don't claim to be experts. They're simply trying to figure this all out, just like you.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Can I Park Here podcast, brought to you by FindAFashionTruck.com. My name is Nashay Snow, and I'm here with
Estrell Riles. In this episode, we had the pleasure of chatting with Deidre. She owns the traveling pants company, Mobile Boutique in Detroit. She is an awesome person to talk to. She actually said that she listened to our podcast and we inspired her to start her own mobile boutique. How awesome is that?
Yeah, and what's really cool is she's another one, like even in the episode, she kind of mentioned Patterns and Pops briefly in our conversation, but they also like put out their truck very quickly, and she did the same thing. I mean, it was like, what I believe she said, she really kind of started beginning of this year, March-ish or something, and then she wanted it done by June, and then she's been operating for the last 4 months. That is lightning fast. That is a woman on a mission. So it's, like she did this with full-time job and 2 kids. Like she's serious.
Yes.
My hat goes off to her because that takes dedication.
And she gives a lot of great tips for anybody who is actually interested in pursuing the same path. So this should be a great listen for everybody.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hello, Deidre, and welcome to the Can I Park Here podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No, we're really excited to hear your story.
I am so excited to be here. I am such a fan.
No, it's really exciting because, it's so funny because Estrell and I were like, okay, we're going to just kind of put ourselves out there and interview all these awesome boutiques and hopefully someone's listening, and the response has been amazing. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yes, you just don't know how many people that come to me for advice in my 4 months of of being in business, and I always refer them to you guys. Like, you need to pull up, find a fashion truck, get them to join the group, listen to the podcast, because I only know just a tiny portion of this whole business.
Nice. Well, tell us a little bit kind of your background leading up to you starting your mobile boutique.
Well, I am an accountant by trade. I still am. I'm a corporate financial analyst for an automotive supplier for almost 10 years now. And but the career that I chose was the right career. My parents, of course, wanted me to take a job where I would or start a career and have a major that I would be able to sustain myself. And so I chose accounting, but I really wanted to go into fashion merchandising or something of the sort. And I had this fantasy of going to the Fashion Institute of Technology and traveling to New York and Paris and all that. But, I didn't, I am a money girl, a finance girl by heart. And I just knew that wasn't guaranteed. So, I took the safe route, went into finance, but always dabbled in fashion on the side. Every boutique that I've visited locally, they are a friend of mine, but I never thought that I could go into business for myself at all. I never had any entrepreneur dreams. I like receiving a check every, month, 2 weeks, whatever. I like having a 401k. I like having medical insurance. So being an entrepreneur was not on the horizon for me at all. I just started a blog, probably, I think it was about 2009. I started blogging just about things that I like, fashion. My Facebook page is full of, I share, celebrity fashion trends, when I'm shopping, I share shopping tips. I mean, I just left Nordstrom Rack, posted a pair of shoes in a size 10 that somebody needs to get that are so hot. So, I mean, and it's just in me. So all my friends come to me when they're trying to put together something special to wear for a special occasion. I'm the go-to girl. That's just been me. So, but blogging, and then so out of blogging came personal shopping and personal styling. So I started doing these like closet audits. So I would go in, take a look at someone's existing wardrobe, suggest some new pieces, do some personal shopping to add to the pieces and create like, a whole new look. To take them out of their current, of course, when people settle and they get into their everyday, they don't want to think outside the box, and they get stuck in a certain look. And I was trying to, pull people out of that. But the time that it takes to do that, it was just not a good use of my time, and I don't have a lot of time. So I stopped, and blogging was not giving me what I needed at all. Mm-hmm. And so I like to talk, as you can see. And I have a lot of stories to tell, but it just wasn't feeding me at all. So I was, so I kind of, let it go. And people were like, Deidre, what's up with the blog? When are you going to publish something? And what are you doing? And I'm just kind of like, I'll see. So a year passed, another year passed. And I have a friend of mine who was on my back. Every time I would see his number on my phone, I would say, oh my God, here he is again. And he's going to be like, Deidre, you're not living up to your potential. You're not doing anything. What are you
Oh my God, that's how Nashay is.
Yes.
You're not hungry enough. You're just wasting your life.
It was like it seemed like every Friday, it never failed. He would be like, I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you just going to be a financial analyst? That's how you're going to introduce yourself? That's not what you are. You're a stylist and you're not doing anything with it. And you need that type of cheerleader and that push. You really do, even though he really got on my nerves. But it was such a blessing to have him in my ear constantly. I had so many people in my ear, but he was constantly in my ear. So, kudos to good friends. So that's the long of the short story.
After the blog, after you just knew kind of like this isn't kind of like scratching that itch, what inspired you to then open your boutique?
Well, in March of this year, there was an article in the Detroit Free Press on Catherine from Sloan Street Style. And you guys had her on a podcast earlier in the year, in the summer.
Mm-hmm. And one of our first ones. Yeah.
Right. So yes, you had her on earlier. And so when I read that article, they did an article on 3 fashion trucks in our area. It was her Madison Boutique, and there was another one in like the Flint area. So when I read that article, it was like I saw it on Facebook because that section of the Free Press is usually posted before the actual hard copy of the newspaper. Mm-hmm. I read it. It was like a Wednesday. And I was just like, oh my God, this is the answer to all of my prayers and dreams and hopes of being known in this fashion world at all. And I just took it from there. As soon as I closed that article, I called the state of Michigan to find out what I needed to do to get an EIN. I called my boutique owner friends and asked them how I get a license to buy wholesale. When was the next show? What are the credentials? I started making calls immediately as soon as I closed.
You worked fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was crazy. And so I just took it from there. And then I scheduled myself for a small business class, which turned into me getting a mentor. I wrote my business plan. I started listening to you guys' podcast. tried to come up with a name. I finally came up with a name, and that stuck, and I thought was catchy, and the rest was history.
Now, do you think you could have done it the same way that you did without taking the business class? Like, how helpful was it?
The business class was helpful because it gave me tips on how to position myself for a small business loan.
Okay.
And how to create a business plan that would actually, that the banks would actually take seriously. Because this is such a new industry or such a new shopping platform, if you will, there isn't much research on this, on mobile fashion boutiques. So I have to really sell my idea and the only way I can sell it is through my business plan. And, being able to articulate to the different lenders that I know what I'm doing and that I will be profitable and all of that. So that the business classes really helps me, gave me the foundation. I mean, I wrote a business plan back, probably about 5 years ago. No, when did I graduate? In 2006, I wrote a business plan to complete my master's degree because it was, you could either write a thesis or write a business plan. I chose business plan, but that was so long ago. And it wasn't to, get any funding. So this was actually, something that I used. So the classes were very, very beneficial. And I made connections through the classes that people that I'm still in contact with now.
Now, in regards to the truck, how long did it actually take you to get the truck and to do all of the renovations?
Well, my truck, that's a story because I have a friend whose brother-in-law owns a used car lot. They found the truck, or he found the truck after I wasn't ready to buy the truck. I did not have all the money to purchase a truck in March, when I started this. So I told him to just be on the lookout. He has an auctions license. I said, just keep an eye open for me. And he's like, okay, I'll keep it. So when I got the money and I was ready to purchase a truck in May, he literally sent me a text and was like, I don't think you're going to get much better than this. This is as good as it comes. You need to get on this and let me know if you want to make a bid. It was in May, and the turnaround, it was like 2 or 3 days. Once he made the bid, I had to, lock it down with a deposit or whatever. But I found the truck in May.
Now, Are you doing this like full time, or do you do it part time?
Oh no, this is part time. I still work my regular 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Now, I know you still want your 401k and your insurance and all of that good stuff. So do you ever see yourself eventually quitting your full-time job and doing the boutique as your main gig?
That would be nice. That would be ideal. And I would love that. Right now, it is not in the horizon.
We understand.
Right.
Completely.
It would be nice. But right now, I am juggling both of them. So right now, sometimes I do events during the week after work, but most of my events are on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I manage.
Yeah. How do you maintain that? How do you maintain that balance without, running off of like 4 hours of sleep? You have kids, So how do you stay sane?
I run off 4 hours of sleep. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
If I could operate on like 2 hours of sleep, I would be a happy girl. But I am naturally go. My kids, I know I exhaust them because I'm kind of, high strung. And that's why I went for so long when I just was going about life just going to work, coming home, taking the kids, coming home. I was about to go crazy because I needed something else. This has this is really feel that void. I balance everything because I am a planner down to the T. Like everything is in my my phone on my calendar. The podcast I was listening to earlier that you guys were interviewing, the typographic lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. She was saying that everything was on our Google Calendar. Everything is on my iPhone calendar. Everything. And I was mad because I said that I was available on Monday because my son takes a kickboxing class, and it doesn't let out until, so I was like scrambling and running here because I don't have that. I don't have that on my calendar because it's every Monday. So yeah. So I plan everything. I pack my car. If I'm planning to go work out, I put my clothes in the car. I pack my lunch. I plan everything.
Did you do your logo yourself, or did you have somebody else do it?
Well, it was a combination. My sister is, a shout out to my artistic and wonderful, lovely sister. My sister is an artist. Naturally, she's always been artistically talented. And when I was trying to come up with a logo, I told her I was going to go through logo tournament, which was referred to me by the friend that was pushing me. He'd say, go to logo tournament, tell them what you are looking for, and they will create a logo for you. People will compete to create your logo. So I was like, so I started with that. And logo tournament will let you send. So all the people that give you their logos or what they've created, they will send you the logo, their submission. And then you can send it to your friends and they can vote on it to say, yes, I like that or no. So my sister, when I decided on a logo that I was almost about to say yes and was going to purchase, my sister's like, no, that's corny. That is not the image that you told me you wanted to project. I don't like it at all. And I get mad at her because she's such a perfectionist. And I'm just like, it's good enough. I mean, it's a car with, a hanger on the side. I mean,
And she's like, no, we're not doing this.
Right. She's like, that's not polished. That's not what you said. So I was just like, man, forget it. And I scrapped the whole thing and went back to the drawing board. And she's like, let me send you an image of something to start with. So she started with the legs and the little flower part around the top of the legs. And I started with that, sent that with the description of what I was looking for, and the logo tournament, whoever won in Istanbul, Turkey, that's what they sent me.
Like whoever it is.
Yes.
Do you mind telling us how much you paid for the wrap?
It was $4,000.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that seems to be like the average for most wraps.
Yes, it was worth every penny because they did an absolutely fantastic job.
And I see on the back, it looks like not like a mirror reflection, but it's like, I guess the doors, it gives the image of what's inside of the truck.
Yes, that was a suggestion from the wrap owner, the owner of the wrapping company. Shout out to Wraps and Signs in Portage, Michigan. The owner of the company suggested that. And my sister, neither one of us even thought of that. She's like, what about you take a picture of the inside of the truck and we use that so it'll look like, so as you're driving, people will think that they're looking inside the truck. It'll give you a
really cool
idea.
Yes. And it was amazing. It was just, it turned out, I think they were shocked that it turned out as good as it did. It turned out because I had them on a time limit too. I had them on these time constraints because I wanted to open in June. I had a June opening date. So I was pressing them to get finished. So yeah, they were under pressure. Everybody's under pressure. I had fire under everybody.
Well, I think it's a genius idea. It's almost like even when you're on the expressway and somehow those big semi trucks will have those kind of cool wrappings where it feels like you're inside the truck. They'll have like all kind of cool different graphics and displays. So then it really pulls people into your trucks. You know, they're not guessing about kind of what you do and what's in it. It's like, okay, this is about fashion.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, I've seen trucks that I'm just kind of like, is that a fashion truck or do I buy ribs out of that truck?
Oh, wow. Now,
like,
you
what's
can't
in
tell,
this
that's
truck?
the problem. They need to reevaluate themselves.
Now, since you were under such a tight deadline, how were you able to fill the truck up with merchandise so quickly?
I just stepped out on faith, really, and I went to my first vendor show in Livonia, Michigan. And it was like the women's fashion something. It was my first vendor show. And I didn't need any credentials besides my EIN and like a business card or something. I didn't need, a sales receipt. So I started placing orders just using my own personal money. So after because I know there was a topic on the Find a Fashion Truck page, Facebook page, asking how do you get receipts from different vendors to show that you're a legitimate business, and for different shows that require proof that you've actually placed orders. So I started with a smaller vendor show, and then I used those receipts to go to a vendor show in Chicago.
Now, which one in Chicago did you attend? Do you know the name?
It was Style Max, I think.
Okay.
I think it was Style Max. And then I started ordering. Then the receipts that I got from Style Max and the Michigan show, I used those to get the user password information for fashiongo.net. And so I started ordering from them.
And I think it's cool too, because you also carry local female designers' clothes in your truck too, right? So you're kind of like even helping to support the economy in Michigan.
Yes, definitely. That is kind of my niche. I carry about 7 female designers that don't have a storefront. Some of them do create their designs as a hobby that they kind of want to turn into a business. And then some of them actually are legitimate artist designers creating clothing that you can wear, wearable art. There's a well-known artist that hand paints different celebrities, icons on clothing. And a lot of people know her, and she has her things in a few of the local boutiques. But since I travel the state, she gets exposure in so many different places that she wouldn't have, just having her things locally. And then there are I have a crochet artist, Yarns Accessories by Julie, and she hand crochets all these beautiful accessories that I carry, and sometimes we do different events. We vend at events together, and so it's kind of a collaborative effort. So I've heard several times running a fashion truck, it's kind of lonely because you have to, everything is on you. The responsibility of the truck is on you. The responsibility of actually working and operating the truck is on you. So to have some company every now and then, especially if I'm carrying, what you want to sell, it's nice to have someone want to help you out from time to time. So.
Yeah, and it looks like I was looking at one of your photos. It looks like you also have like some very beautiful modern kind of African Ankara pieces in there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Roy Roy C. In Baltimore makes all these beautiful skirts out of fabric that she sources from different places. And those have been a hit because, that is really that look is really in right now. And everybody is finally embracing their heritage. Even other cultures are embracing our heritage. I've had a few people that are not of African descent buy those skirts. So they're just beautiful, no matter, who you are.
Yeah, no, it's just beautiful prints. It's just awesome. And then, of course, we always ask, so what point of sale system did you decide to go with?
Well, I use PayPal because now my website is powered by Shopify, but I haven't, for some reason, when I tried to use the swipe, I just couldn't figure it out. And
weird.
I know, it's crazy. I couldn't figure out how to use the swipe, or I was trying to take a purchase, and I don't know. I haven't had a moment to sit down to figure out the swipe.
Yeah, because the beauty about it is they have like an app, but they're supposed to be really good with customer service. So you might be able to give them a call and then try to do usually they all have like a test swipe or something. And then you all could determine if maybe the little thing that they gave you is working or not.
Right. Shopify has great customer service. When I was creating my website, I think I called it. It took me, oh my goodness, it took me like 3 days pulling out my hair. But I called all day, every day, and they were just so pleasant and helpful, and step by step walked me through everything.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, but PayPal is really simple. So I just use PayPal.
Before we wrap up, I wanted to ask you a very popular question that we've gotten from a lot of boutique owners. Where did you go for your insurance? And did you have any kind of issues obtaining insurance for the truck?
Okay, so that was another tip from another friend. I have a friend who happens to be in insurance. And I was talking to him about my business plan and what I was planning to do in the incubation period of this whole idea. And I said, you know what? I need to find out how much insurance would cost just for my business plan. And he's like, okay, you would need inland marine insurance. You would need this type of insurance, and you should call Farmers Bureau. I think that's a local company, though, exclusive to Michigan. And he said, you should call Farmers, and, they should be able to help you out because I think they insure food trucks and things like that. And I said, okay. But I didn't call them first. I just Googled mobile boutique insurance or something like that to see what other mobile boutiques, what insurance they were going with. Yes, and I found some insurance company. I can't remember the name. Stratham, or I think it starts with an ST or something. And got a quote from them. And I was just like, okay, well, but they're, a national company. They're based in California somewhere. So they were giving me rates for Michigan. So when they gave me the rate, I was just like, okay, it's kind of high, but I guess. So just like I think I heard a podcast earlier, she said she was about to sign it. I was just about to say, okay, sounds good. Let's go. But I said, let me just call Farmers just to see. And sure enough, Farmers was like half that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Now, what's inland marine insurance? What is that?
Now, inland marine covers, I believe, don't quote me, but inland marine covers the merchandise in let me see. Okay, so the general liabilities covers the people coming onto the truck, just in case they have an accident and they want to sue you. Inland marine covers the merchandise on the truck, I believe.
Okay.
I think.
No. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you have to have both. You have to have three. The coverage for the vehicle, coverage for accidents, and then coverage for the merchandise and move. I think it has something to do with the business being in motion or being mobile.
No, that's great. And then we're about to ask you some personal, questions to help the audience to get to know you a little bit better. But I just wanted to tell the listeners out there to definitely kind of check out your social media or just kind of go to your Shopify account and just hit all products, because you have like a really good eye for pieces. Like they're very like trendy. Like I was looking at, there's like this one kind of blouse that's a blue blouse with polka dots. And then it has like I forget what you call those sleeves. And then there's also this other dress called the date night dress. Yes. And I love that dress. It's a maxi dress and it has like, it's primarily like white, but it has like a yellow stripe and red and black. But I just find like all the pieces that you choose to be just very modern and funky and something that, everyday people can wear, and you could dress them up or dress them down. Like they're really, really awesome pieces.
Thank you. That's such a great compliment. I really, the way I choose, I have a bad shopping habit. And this just kind of feeds that habit, because everything that I want in my closet, I order for the boutique. And my motto is, if I won't wear it, I won't sell it. So everything that I put on the truck, I usually keep one for myself, unless I have something that looks similar. I don't keep
That's a dangerous habit, though. Your closet is going to grow exponentially.
Yeah, it has, but I'm very I am very disciplined when it comes. This is the most disciplined. I am not a disciplined girl. I have made some mistakes. But this business, because I want to be successful so bad, that I have really buckled down financially and really become so serious. And my mind is always on my money, and my money's on my mind.
You got to.
Yes. And I am the make $1 out of 15 cents girl. I'm quoting all of these rappers.
Right. Yeah. I mean, especially if you wanted to succeed, you have to pay attention to make sure you're not really losing any money. You're investing back into the business. You kind of want to make sure you're not intermingling money too. So it's I could only imagine you have to be really, really disciplined.
I am. So I only allow myself, maybe I allow myself one thing per shipment. Okay. And not even every shipment, because some things, some things I reorder. Some things are pretty standard and, but everybody loves them, and I might reorder it in a different color. If I already have it in one color, that's it. I don't take one for myself. Or if I already have something similar, I don't keep one for myself, because I need to sell. I'm an accessory addict too, so I don't even show all of the accessories that I have on the truck. I don't even have on the website. But I need to sell those things, so I can't keep everything for myself. But literally, the truck is just a mirror image of my closet. So if people like my style and the way I put things together, then they'll like shopping at the Traveling Pants Company.
No, it's great. So a few questions. Do you have a favorite blog, book, or TV show? And if so, what is it?
Okay, so my favorite blog is Fashion Bomb Daily. Oh, I love them. I love Claire Somers. I would love to meet her. I think she is just absolutely fabulous. TV show, and I know you hear this all the time because I think every fashion truck owner has said this. I really don't have a lot of time to watch TV. I was not a big TV watcher before, but I really am not now. But when I DVR all the scandals, so I make time. I make time for Scandal. I make time for Power. That's about it.
Yeah, time is precious.
Yes.
And then, sorry, I went to like Fashion Bomb Daily, and I got.
I know I'm on there right now too.
I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, next question. See, now you've got me addicted.
You're going to get hooked. You're going to get hooked.
If you could have any celebrity, entertainer, model, or athlete visit your boutique, who would it be?
I thought about that question earlier. I was just like, man, who am I going to say? I think it would be my fashion mentor in my head, June Ambrose.
Okay. June, if you're listening, contact Deidre. Okay. Stop by the truck if you're in Detroit. Just saying.
I love you. It's like she seems like such a fun person. She seems high energy. She has 2 kids like I do. She has a boy and a girl like I do. She has such a great eye and such great style. She's a mom, but she still likes being sexy. It looks like she just has a good time and lives her life. And that's my kind of girl.
I heard that. What do you like to do in your free time to just wind down and de-stress from work when you have free time?
Right. I actually had a free weekend. I made myself a free weekend this past weekend. I did not have the truck out anywhere. And I hung out with my son. My daughter is 16. She has a real job. Well, a real part-time job. So, and she kind of does her own thing, but my son is 11 and we went to the cider mill, played hide and go seek in the haystacks, came home, played checkers. That was Saturday, and Friday I went to a birthday party or a birthday, what is it called? Grits and Biscuits. It's some party circuit that started in North Carolina and had a ball. I like to hang out with my friends and laugh until my sides hurt. I do. I like to have a good time. And I like to work out when I have time to burn off some steam.
That's smart.
Yeah.
And then Android or iPhone, and what's your favorite app besides, I guess, the calendar app?
Right. Well, I know you guys are going to boo me, but I
Just don't even say it. You know what? We're not even going to air this. Just forget
I already know. I've heard enough interviews to already know what the response is going to be.
Well, you should have went and bought an iPhone before the episode.
Come on now. We're really disappointed.
I have an iPhone, but I hate Apple products. I hate
Really?
Apple. Yes, I do. The only reason why they roped me in with their cult, that Apple cult, is because I had an iPad that I started downloading music on. Pity me, because I shouldn't have even started. So then I didn't want to lose all that. So I got suckered into an iPhone, which I hate. And, but I vowed to never give Apple another dime. So I use my iPhone, for my personal use, and Android for business, my business phone.
So what's your favorite app?
Waze, because I have a very bad sense of direction.
Okay. We're gonna make you an iPhone lover yet. I'm gonna send you my 50 favorite apps article. We're going to put it in the show notes.
I know. I really, I need to find, these are two things. I have a question for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm putting it back on you. I need to find someone to make some cool tags. I want cool price tags. And I need an app to create like cute memes, or is it memes or memes? Am I doing
the memes?
Memes. Cute memes to show where my truck is going to be. Like the graphic of the truck, and then say, we're going to be, because I was on whose truck? Patterns and Pops. They always,
they have the cutest little things they do.
Oh my goodness. I'm just like, how are they doing it? I'm not really technologically savvy. So I have a hard time with that. I have a hard time.
If you had an iPhone that you use properly, they will do it for you. Just talk to Siri. She got your back.
No, one app that I would recommend downloading, and it might be available on Android too, is Word Swag.
Word
Swag. It's awesome. You can kind of type in there what you want. You can use your own photo or photos from the app. And then they have like different styles of like text and how the text is treated. And it's really cool. So it's a way of creating like a really trendy kind of graphic quickly.
Oh, but it's $3.99. I see. You see, I'm about my money.
They should. Now I'll say this, and Estrella's about to roll her eyes.
Uh-oh.
So if it's a really good app, it's always worth the business investment. I'm like, if it's 99 cents, $3.99, if it's something that you're going to use all the time. But I want to say, I thought WordSwag had a free version.
I'm looking.
Try, do a search for WordSwag free. Yeah. Because they should have a free version.
Yeah, I see. Well, I searched that and it came up Letter FX word frames for Instagram. And then there's a WordSwag Deutsch edition, and those are free. But if you say it's worth $3.99, I believe you.
But before you pay,
she tries to sucker me into paying for apps all the time.
This one is, before you buy the $3.99, I'm gonna send you the link to it because it should have a blue kind of icon, like a blue teal, and then it should have like Word, and then Swag is kind of reversed out. But I want to say it does. Okay, so then that probably is the right one. But yeah, I thought they had a free one, but people swear by it.
Yeah, the Deutsch edition, I see the teal with the Word Swag and all that, but the English edition is $3.99.
Oh. Well, it might go on sale. You could wait it out. But I would say that Word Swag, I think you're going to love it. You could kind of like, of course, look at the, they have just some snapshots, but it's just like fun ways to do quick graphics on your phone.
Since when do apps go on sale?
Right?
Oh, they do. I swear. So what I'll do, a little trick on the iPhone, is you can put apps that cost money on a wish list. And then I'll go like every few weeks or whatever and see if the price have gone down. They even have apps where you can find out which apps are on sale, but they go on sale. So if $3.99 is kind of hefty for something that you think you don't know if you're going to use, you could just kind of wait it out and then just check back every once in a while to see if it goes down to like 99 cents or something.
So you're saying I can use an existing picture and put graphics on the picture?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to pay the $3.99 for that. Thank you. See?
Yes. And then for the tags, I think Estrella and I both have different favorites, but my favorite is moo.com.
Okay. You talked about that on a podcast that I listened to. And I went on the website, but I did not see a selection for tags. So maybe I needed to look further or something. I saw the labels for for bags and things like that, but I didn't see one for tags.
And I've used Etsy for a couple of of my tags, different shops on Etsy, and they're pretty good and reasonable priced.
Okay.
And I think for Moo, it's a little different. So they have like square cards and they have these little rectangular cards. So there is like a little bit of work to it. Like you would have to like do your own like hole punch and then maybe find like whatever thread or ribbon you would want to use for the tag. Whereas like the Etsy shops might already have all that done for you and do the graphic for you too. So it just depends on how much work you want to do.
Okay.
And I think maybe even Vistaprint might have some too, but I think you would have to hole punch those too.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think Vistaprint has hang tags, but a lot of people actually use their business cards as hang tags.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because they got the different sizes on Vistaprint too, like Moo, right? I never really used Vista. I wasn't sure. They might not. But definitely I'm a Moo junkie.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go back on there.
But they're a little pricey though.
Oh,
so
Moo is?
I only order for them if like I feel like splurging.
Oh yeah, I don't feel like splurging.
Something, and I feel like, I just want to trick off some money.
But here's what you do. You sign up for Moo's newsletter and you can wait until they have normally they'll have 25% off sales or sometimes more. And then that way, when they have the sales, you could buy the business cards or whatever. But probably the most economical tags will be on Etsy.
Okay. So on Etsy, you just search for tags or?
Yeah. You can do custom hang tags.
Okay. Cool. I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And can I leave the listeners with one more tip that I just recently found to be beneficial and might help?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so during the winter months, everybody was asking me, what are you going to do for the winter? Because we have pretty harsh winters here in Detroit, Michigan. So, I have a nice little space heater that I use now, but that's right now. I mean, we're having a pretty mild fall. So, but when we get into the dead of winter, I don't think anyone wants to shop and I don't want to be out, trying to hustle clothes. So, I was invited to be a vendor at a Jack and Jill regional conference. And I wasn't going to consider any conferences and such and having a table because I thought, well, why, how is that really going to benefit me? How am I going to make any money if I pay to have a booth? And I have to bring all my clothes there, set up and all that. Will it really be beneficial? So I just did this one kind of on a whim because I was sharing the table with Julie from Yarn Accessories. And so I brought all the clothes, all the accessories set up, and it was a phenomenal hit. Those women came to shop. And it was an absolutely wonderful, it was so much great exposure because I was able to talk to them about me offering private parties. They took cards to follow me to see what I have new. I mean, I sold out of a few things. I brought one size of everything. So ladies were mad because they missed something that I sold out. I mean, it was such a hit. So if there's another conference that comes up that maybe a church event or sorority event or something like that, and they have a reasonably priced table, I'm definitely going to do that again.
And for the listeners out there, we recently did a episode on kind of pop-up shops. And so those seems like a really smart way to go because you're able to kind of hit a different audience. And it seemed like that Jack and Jill event was perfect because you're right. The women that are attending that, they're there to shop, they're looking for something. They're just not just there to browse.
Right.
So no, that's amazing. That's good. A good tip.
So I got a banner made by Vistaprint, put the banner up on the table, in front of my table as my little, cover, tablecloth, dressed the table all cute. And I mean, I had a line at my table.
Wow.
Yes.
No, and you're right too. It's good thing you had like business cards because it's a great way to get more followers or have people sign up for like newsletter. I mean, and the fact that you had like so much volume, now you're getting to like, I don't know, reach all of these new potential customers that even if they're not in the area necessarily, because I don't know if this is a conference where people fly in, they still might go to your website and shop there. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for the final question? Like this is really serious.
I know. Yes, I am ready.
What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail?
I would open a fleet of fashion trucks and move to Florida. And I would focus on the Midwest because I feel like we're underserved fashion-wise. So I would open a truck in Chicago, Ohio, like Cleveland, Cincinnati area, Chicago area, Indianapolis, and hire people to operate the trucks. And I would operate my truck in Florida. And I would work on my truck during the day, shut down when I feel like it, and lay on the beach.
Oh, sounds like the life. You got people working for you. You're at the beach. You don't have to deal with any of like the snow or anything like that. You know,
Nope.
like this is the good life you're living here.
Yes, good life. And I feel like I can do it. I think if I put my mind to it and I say it can happen, it will happen.
Good for you. Yeah, hold on to those dreams, man, because they can become reality. That hustle, as I say, that Strel, which she hates. You gotta have that hunger. You gotta be hungry enough.
You do. You gotta work like you will get put out of your house tomorrow.
Exactly. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I mean, I think the listeners out there are going to get a ton of like great tips, and it's amazing what you've been able to accomplish in such a short period of time. So it's clear that you kind of have that hunger and that hustle in you. So I just know if you just keep on going, then, you know, this will be your full-time gig. You'll be living the dream. So kudos to you.
Yes. Kudos to everybody out there trying to live their dream and are not afraid to step out on faith, and all of family members and friends who support your dream, not through just saying, oh, that's a great idea, but actually putting money where their mouth is, or actually coming to the truck and asking you if you need something to eat or you have to go to the bathroom. Or yes, that's so important. Whenever I see a friend in the crowd and I see them come up, I'm like, thank you, I have to go to the bathroom. So shout out to everybody, all of my friends that are so supportive. I'm so grateful for my family, my parents, my friends. None of this could have been possible at all without the support of my family and friends looking out and sharing my page, sharing my post. I think everybody, I'm sorry to start all over again, but I went to a large high school in Detroit, a big high school, Cass Tech, and my graduating class was about 800 people. And I swear, I think almost like half of them have come to the store come to the truck and bought something. And
that's awesome.
Yes. And I say half, I'm exaggerating, but so many people that I wasn't even friends with in high school are so proud, and they come and support. And it's so humbling to have that kind of love and support. So that's it.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, ladies. I love talking to you.
That was a great episode with Deidre. I had such a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun hearing about how people just get inspired and just hearing their journey to starting their own business and doing what they want to do, following their dreams. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. And also in the episode, she was asking about hang tags. And I did a little bit of a search, just some research on it. And Uline does hang tags. Uprinting does hang tags. One of my personal favorites, Jack Prince, does hang tags for certain things. PS Print, I believe, does hang tags too. So there's multiple places that do hang tags. So Estrella and I will include like links to all the different places that we found that might be affordable, and or if cost isn't a concern, maybe it's just like the style. Maybe you want like a hang tag that has like a special grommet. I think it's called grommet or something like that, and you're willing to pay a little bit extra. You can look through all the list of hang tags that websites that we send you and find out which one is best for your brand and your budget.
And I just want to backtrack a little bit to like my favorite part of her mobile boutique. And that is the wrap that's on the back doors. And it gives the illusion as if you're looking into the inside of the truck with the doors closed. So it's awesome. And I love it. That's my favorite part. So if you guys want to get creative, try doing something like that.
Yeah. And, you know, the thing about it too, and I think a past episode, maybe it was the finance bar episode, maybe touched on this a little bit, but when starting this type of business, you have to do what's right for you. So currently right now for her, it's better for her to keep her job with benefits and do this as a part-time job. And then if it, or when it picks up, and she's kind of either, you know, able to like support herself the same way that she would in her full-time job, then maybe, and only then, she would possibly like do this full time. So it just kind of depends on kind of what you need in your life right now. But know that there again is no like right or wrong way. And there is nothing wrong with doing two things at the same time. Like, you know, people always make fun of me all the time because I always tend to have like 2 to 3 jobs just because I'm crazy like that and I don't mind it. And she even mentioned in this interview, like, that she was kind of missing something. And this was what she was missing, like kind of doing it after work and on weekends. It was like something to allow, like, it was like her, it sounded like it was like her creative outlet. So it depends on your life and what you're looking for. You know, you don't have to like up and quit everything, but know that if you do, then hey, that's okay too. You just have to figure out what's best for you.
And if you're itching for something and you can't really put your finger on what it is, you're trying to find your mark and what you want to do, just keep trying new stuff. Like I've done so much stuff over the past couple years because I'm more of a creative person too. And I'm just like, well, I don't really know exactly what I want to do. Let me try this. Well, you know what? That's not quite it. Let me try something else. So you got to keep putting yourself out there and trying different things until you get that one thing that you know you want to put 100% into and just go for it.
Yeah. And just a couple of things I wanted to hit on. One, you know, we're iPhone junkies. So in the show notes, I'm going to include a link to our article on our 50 favorite business apps for iPhone. We are going to turn Deidre into an iPhone lover. And so we'll include a link in the show notes. And then also I just want to touch on, this is yet again another person who went to a small business class in order to like learn more about starting a business and creating a business plan, which I think is great. And then lastly, I just want to touch on, she gave like such great advice in this, is she said that she's kind of like a planner. You know, everything has to be planned to make sure that she kind of stays on track. And that's key. Even if you tend not to be a very organized person, use apps, calendars, whatever on your phone, on your computer to stay on track. Because when you do have a business, you need to keep track of inventory. You need to keep track of your life. You need to keep track of multiple things. So try to stay as Or that, yes. Try to stay as
I
organized
have
as
sticky notes
possible.
like all over my walls.
Oh God. But the thing about that is she doesn't read them.
I forget to read them. That's the thing. Like, I put the sticky notes up to remind me to do stuff, but then I forget to read the sticky notes.
That's why you need to use your phone, and you just tell your phone, like, hey, remind me on Thursday to do X.
I don't have time for that.
You talk into the phone. You just tell Siri.
But I could just write on a sticky note.
Note to self, people.
Wait, and look. Okay, so look. So when I have to like get up on the weekend or something like that, or like take, for instance, if I have to like drive to the office one morning. So instead of like putting that in my calendar on my alarm, I will write a sticky note and then stick it to my phone.
Wow. That's so like counterproductive. I don't even, just you talking about this makes my brain hurt.
It'll say like,
it makes no sense to
it'll
me.
say like, don't forget to drive to work this morning.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Folks,
but
if you're at this level, like, I don't even know how to help you.
I need to see the note in case, like, for some reason, like, the power in my phone goes off. And then my alarm doesn't go off. The sticky note is the backup. I don't know the shit. This is a what if. What if, okay?
Well, then
sticky
why don't
notes
you
are
have,
my
like...
lifesaver. Okay. Let's move on from this. Okay? You don't understand the power of a sticky note.
But they're not working for you. Okay, so people out there, I want you to use effective planning tools that truly work for you. So if you're ignoring the sticky notes that you're creating, then you need to use something that screams at you and will remind you until you turn it off. Thank
Whatever.
you. But that's it. Thanks again, Deidre, for really coming on to the show and just sharing kind of your knowledge, like what you've learned in the last, half a year, is amazing. And we are excited to kind of just keep track of your progress and kind of see where you are this time next year.
All right. So we're approaching the end of this long spiel. And I just want to let everybody know that if you like the episode, if you listen on a regular, don't forget to go to iTunes, leave us a review and rate us. 5 stars. You knew this was coming. Okay. And also we've had several people leave us a voice message, a voice recording from our website, just asking different questions or letting us know how much they love the podcast. So if you want to do that, you can actually go to startafashiontruck.com/podcast. And there is an icon called Ask FFT. You can click on that and leave us a voice recorded message asking us whatever you like. It doesn't even have to be a question. You could just tell us how you feel about a particular episode. But we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. And then as always, you can find us on social media, Instagram and Twitter at FFT_official_. You can find us on Facebook. Just type in Find a Fashion Truck. Pinterest, just type in Find a Fashion Truck. We'll have the links to all of our social media accounts. And, that just reminded me that I think we forgot to ask Deidre what hers were. Don't worry, Deidre. We'll have your links also within the show notes. So find our links and the Traveling Pants Company links in the show notes. And please follow all of us.
All right. Thanks for parking here.